Let's talk about Euphoria Season 3, its newest trailer, and where exactly are we going. So Euphoria Season 3 is about 10-12 days away, and we are definitely excited. We're going to be covering it every single week, so as soon as an episode drops, you are surely going to be seeing it here. We'll break down the episode, talk about what happened, and also give you a bit of our theories on what comes next. It's always a fun time. Make sure you join us by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so we can get that started. Maybe we'll do a watch party of sorts for the first episode and the last episode. We'll see. Let's talk about the new trailer because there is a lot going on here, specifically with Rue, who is on the run or seemingly has gotten caught up in a lot more than she can bite. So of course this is going to take 5 years after the events of season 2. We don't know exactly where everybody is just yet, but we get little tidbits in this trailer. Let's start off with Rue, who seems to be south of the border in Mexico, as Sam Levinson has said that she is going to be trying to find a way to pay back Lori, who of course Lori, very scary individual. We saw her in the first trailer for season 3 as she finds Rue, and it seems that she still wants her money. And we see that Rue is going to do whatever it takes to pay her back because Lori don't want to mess with Lori. But there's also Alamo, who I think is going to be a much bigger, I would say, villain of sorts, but we'll talk more about that in another video. Now, Alamo here is going to be a kingpin of sorts who seems to put out a bounty for Rue in the first trailer and also here, and he's going to stop at nothing in order to see her dead. And I'm very curious how this is going to turn out for Rue, who already is doing some very risky stuff here, becoming a drug mule as we see in the beginning of the trailer, and eventually she gets her money, but I don't know how she's going to spend it because she decides to become a sugar daddy for Jules, who is out doing art school but also doing some other stuff on the side, seemingly is a sugar baby for a ton of clients. And that's something that Sam Levinson has talked about as well, but her and Rue are going to reconnect. Speaking of reconnections, we do see in the trailer that Maddie and Cassie will have a reconnection as well, or a meeting, as Maddie says, where she is going to help her with her content. As we know from the first trailer, as well as Sam Levinson speaking about it at the HBO Max London event, there is going to be a wedding, because the wedding will be between Cassie and Nate, who of course got together in season 2, and Maddie was not too happy about that, but seems to be doing okay now as she's meeting up with Cassie to help her with her cam content that she does now. So Cassie has become like a cam girl of sorts, and Maddie is out in LA, I believe, trying to make a career, but also doing some side hustles as well at a strip club. It seems Rosalía is going to be in this show as a stripper as well for season 3. So there's a lot of things going on and brewing here, and I just don't know how the story's going to all come together, but it's going to come together because all of the characters seem to be facing consequences this season, and it's not looking good, except for maybe Lexi, who's out there in Hollywood working for a showrunner played by Sharon Stone. And Lexi seems to be just doing okay, but who knows if she gets dragged into whatever nonsense is going on here. We do have also Colman Domingo in this trailer, who seems to be trying to get Rue to reckon with everything that she has done and is going through at the moment. And it doesn't look too good in some of the scenes for him either, so hopefully we do see Ali make it out of this, but we'll see what happens. I definitely do want Colman Domingo's character to just make it, because such a brilliant character, honestly. But we will see what happens, because by the end of this trailer, we see that Rue seems to be battered and beat, and she says that Alamo is trying to kill her, as well as Lori, so things seem to have hit the fan by the end, and it doesn't look good for anybody. Even Nate here, who has seemingly taken on his father's job and everything in construction, seems to be dealing with his own personal demons, as we also see somebody gets pretty personal at his wedding, saying that he can become a nightmare for him, and Nate also seems pretty beat at one point. So everybody's just out here getting the worst end of the stick, it seems, and I just don't know how they come out of it. Side notes, we see Eric Dane here, who tragically passed away not too long ago. We also have Amgis Cloud, who we still don't know what his fate as Fez in the show is after he tragically passed away as well. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where Euphoria tries to go with this. Something to note as well, and other people have pointed it out, is that they're not calling it the final season either, although many of the cast members have said that this is probably it for them, not directly but indirectly. We also don't have Barbie Ferreira returning for this season, so it just seems like we're in shambles, but I wouldn't be surprised if Euphoria becomes a whole anthology type of vibe where they get a whole new cast and try to start over, because it is one of HBO Max's most popular shows, so I wouldn't count them out and saying that's it for it, right? But nonetheless, the season seems to be a lot bigger. As many people said, we went from high school drama to GTA, because this is what this is giving, with the explosions going to Mexico, a ton of violence also throughout, and it just looks like it's going to intensify as each episode goes on. I'm excited to start breaking it down every week, so stay tuned for that. Like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe notification bell. But I think that definitely we will see Rue or one of these characters not make it. There's going to be some consequences here that will be irreversible, and that it's just going to leave you like in awe, because they definitely want to go big with this season. They definitely want to go all the way. If it's the final one, there's just no way they're going to not take risks and make sure that you're just like, what the fuck just happened? I'm also curious to see Maddie and Cassie's relationship here, because it wasn't well after season 2, but it's been 5 years. There's been a lot of time to sort of recollect yourself, to sort of see the other side and maybe see the light, and maybe now they're good. Or could Maddie be planning something against Cassie as well? We never know. We do see that Nate still thinks of Maddie as my Maddie, and Cassie also is fighting over her. So there's a little bit going on between the two of them as well. Very unresolved, even though they are a married couple now, which I'm very curious to see how that happened. But I think that they'll just jump into it and not really try to explain so much of it. But we'll see what happens. And Lori being frightened by Alamo, I'm curious to see how they build up Alamo, because from the trailers and everything, it is said that he is definitely somebody you should be intimidated by. It seems that he's running, like, in the hierarchy of things, is way above Lori. So Lori definitely knows not to mess with Alamo, but it seems that Rue might have just bit off more than she can chew. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you thought about this latest trailer. I thought it was great. I thought it was interesting as well, how they're really showcasing all of these characters in these very different parts of their lives, but it's seemingly all falling apart for each and every one of them, except for Lexi. But we'll see what happens with Lexi. Like I said, Lexi seems to be the only one that's still there. What if it's all just a show that Lexi's writing, and this is something that she made up on the way, because these were she thought was going to happen to her friends, and maybe the ending's actually more boring. That's always a thing, right? We make up these elaborate things just as she did for her play, and then eventually this is what's going on. That's a theory I want to talk about, so stay tuned. But as always, that is going to do it for me. Make sure you follow us for all the things you love in Euphoria. We're going to be covering each episode as it ends. Like, as soon as the episode ends, boom, I got a video for you. And then we got a theory video the next day. So I'm very excited to talk Euphoria season 3 with all of you and make it a weekly watch thing. So very excited for that. Hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell. 50,000 subscribers is our goal. Check out our reviews. Check out our videos we do on all the things you love. And I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive.